start this ride off today. I hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day, matter of fact. I hope I was here first. Got a hold of Keith last night, but everybody basically knows he's got himself a new bike. Oh, and I asked him when are you going to do the reveal, walk around. And he said, oh, he started crying. He said, people are going to call me names, I'm scared. Something about names within it anyway. And I'm like, Keith, if you bought a new bike, you should be proud of it. Let's show it. You're like, oh, it's about names came up again. Names. And I'm like, oh, jeez. Some people just, I don't know about him. He acts tough whenever he leaves comments, but it's like, oh, come on, Keith. Show us the bike, Even though I do know what it is, and you guys probably figured out what it is, but I'm gonna leave him bring it up. And he did try to show up not too long ago at my house. He did text me, and I didn't get. I was busy I say I was down for the count that day, as I have been off and on for a little while now due to the weather. But I didn't receive that text until late that day. But he was pretty close. Figured I'd boogie on downtown just for a little ride. No, I'm not going anywhere special. Just a little ride. I love that little Hoppin' Mill Road. And it just goes almost straight off. It's like a roller coaster ride. Did some brake work on the goat not too long ago. And I had to take the back caliper off and got a bolt that was being sticky on me. There's bolt, I should say fastener. That was being sticky on me, and I just decided, I'll just take it off and clean it up and everything, make it like new as much as I can anyway. And that's what I did. And whenever I did that, I just, I did the old-fashioned bleeding method, just pump, hold, and you crack the bleeder. And evidently, I didn't get all of the air out of the line, because last time I rode this bike, the rear brake on this thing was, it was spongy as can be. Still it brakes, but it was spongy. So whenever I got back, I went ahead and bled it, or took a rubber hose out, put it on the bleeder, and proceeded to do it all over again. And I got the air out. This is actually the first ride since then. Even test it out. So it seems like I got all the air out, and she feels good. She feels good again. And yet the brake, even though I said I did brake work on it, it wasn't anything that had to be done. The goat, there wasn't anything really wrong with the goat. It was just basically maintenance. I wanted to make sure before we had like fall and winter come in, that everything was all nice and tidy on her. And the bike is rocking and rolling for me. I had time. The only thing I might be changing out, I will be changing out, is the tires. I'll be putting some new tires on hers in a few months, about 2.5 months, which is pretty cool. And with the tires, everybody has their own opinions about tires. It's just what really works well for you, what rides well on your vehicle, even with the cars. That's something we started talking about with Keith actually. Got on a discussion about tires. And I told him at one point in time I actually had a convertible Sebring. And it had the Michelin tires on. I can't remember what line it was, but whenever it came down to buying new tires for it, I found out they were expensive, really expensive. So what I did is I was able to afford the next step down from that, and I put them tires on that thing, and I'll tell you what, that car ended up being so loose, and whenever you rode down the road, they whined. It really gave a whine, and this was a sport tire on a car. It's like, wow. So even with the cars, it's like whatever tire works for you, you know. Cars, motorcycles, whatever works, whatever makes you happy. Let's turn here. Why? I don't know. Just turn here. Guys, I'm sitting in the middle of the road. Myself, I mean, I was told by NTA, I really need the TKC8, the TKC80s, I believe they're. Alright, I looked them up. And, yeah, they're a good tire. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. They are a good tire. But it's not in my price range for what they are per tire. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I mean, if it's out of my price range, I'm not going to buy them. And if the tires I get are not good for winter time, I'm just not going to ride it. It's just going to be a safety thing for me, and that's what I feel. Well, that's not quite true. Whenever the roads are really nice, I would be out there riding. But the tires I'm picking, they are good. In the winter time, I've already tried the front one out, and I'm looking forward for the rear. I really am. And people I've talked to that had the dual sports, I mentioned it too, said yes, they are really good tires for the price, especially for the price. And as everybody knows what my preferred brand is, the Shinko. They're really a cheap brand. And I was thinking, look at the mileage on it, and I'm like, wow, it's not what I thought it was at all. I was thinking I've got like 3,000 miles out of these tires, and I actually got it all the mileage written down where I put them on, and whenever I'm taking them off, and I'm actually getting just under 5,000 on miles on these tires, which is, I think, pretty good for a dual sport tire, 50/50 tire. Even though some people don't think they're 50/50 tire, they're rated at 50/50, so that's what I'm saying they are. But yeah, that came up in a discussion, and he kind of agreed. He said that for that style of tire, what he found, they're great. Best price. I mean, the front tire is around $34, and plus shipping, and the rear is around $68 plus shipping. And yeah, the T63 is only a few dollars more, the Michelin T63. But I mean, I kind of feel it this way. It'd be nice to have a matching front and rear tire. Last time I did that was Metzler's, and the Metzler's was last time, and that didn't go over very well. Sadly, it didn't go over well at all. So it was like, yeah, I know the Shinkos are a decent tire. I've been buying them. Well, actually, to be honest with you, I've been buying them for the most part since I've been riding. Even the KZ750, it had Shinkos on a Shinko tire. In my eyes, are they a cheap tire? Yeah. Are they going to be a low mileage tire? Yeah. Considering, I mean, what miles you can get out of a good street tire, and probably even out of the TKC80s. I mean, you probably get a lot better mileage. But for the money, I think you get They do very, very well, and I mean, they grip right off the bat. They need very little scrubbing. And I mean, Skip, Killer Skip. He can testimony for that. He can vouch for that one.